We are going to wet your palate about what we're about to talk about. We're not going to tell you what part was in part 1 and which part was in part 2, but you're going to have to listen. So we talked about wines, age-worthiness, right?
Yeah.
And personal preferences, that sort of thing.
We also talked about being festive. I mean, there was a lot of Halloween stuff coming out, Halloween wines, Halloween beer.
We also talked about gaslighting. Gaslighting was a big part.
We also talked about weather.
The whole synopsis on the 2023 harvest thus far, which I'm fucking stoked about. And we talked about shooting people.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta check into this. This was like really fucking
cool.
I'm
gonna leave.
Like fucking A, dude. And the dude was on the couch and he was just like trying to please himself. I mean, you gotta listen to the story.
We're gonna leave that one vague. You guys can listen to it and find out if you want to hear more. But so this weekend was interesting weekend, right? We're in October and we're picking we're picking like goddamn crazy. We're like 75% of the way through the harvest. And so I on Sunday morning on my way to Novato, like going through Carneros, dude, I could not believe the amount of rain. We were expected to get like, I don't know, a tenth, maybe 0.2, like a quarter of an inch. We got like a half inch in some areas in the interior, and then we got like over an inch in some areas like on the far coast, like way more than I expected. It was fucking downpouring like 8:30 yesterday morning. That was Sunday. But, you know, the end of the season is here. Now it's just hang time. Now we're just chilling. Now we're just picking. As we got tank space, it's open. So I think we got like 2 more weeks. So there's your harvest update, everyone. And welcome to Go With Your Palate, where you got me, Joe Wagner, and Chris Fat Mario Rubio talking about wine.
Are you okay?
What?
Entrepreneurship.
I'm all jacked up on butterbeer.
Yeah.
And
whatever the fuck else.
And whatever the fuck else is what we're talking about.
We're going to talk about butterbeer today.
So you couldn't get me butterbeer.
Dude, that's fucking sold out, dude. Trader Joe's, they can't even get it. They can't even pull that shit in. There are so many Harry Potter fans.
I thought you had connections. I thought you had connections at Trader Joe's.
I am not a part of Hogwarts, bro.
Dude, you should have brought your little ball thing in there with your broomstick and been like, I am the biggest fan.
Yeah. Do you even know like all like the groups or whatever?
Dude, no, I don't.
Groups or cliques?
Cliques? No.
Yeah. Slytherin.
Oh, Slytherin and
Hogwarts is the fucking.
That's the school.
Is the school?
Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty funny.
Me trying to pretend like I don't know about Harry Potter.
All right. So
it's like Hogwarts like a school.
All right. So besides the rain, so now we're picking. It's muddy and it'll dry out.
Don't call me a Hugglepuff. Just saying.
Don't ever call me a Hugglepuff.
Okay, sorry.
So no, it was okay. So I went to Novato, which is like a town out in Marin, a pretty liberal county. And there's this like kind of secret destination that you got to kind of know about, and so we went out there, and so the company, so it's used by law enforcement.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a training ground. So it's basically a warehouse that they build like, you know, structures inside of so that you have a realistic sort of event where you have these hired, call them actors, but they're like ex-Navy SEALs and ex-law enforcement, whatever else.
Fuck yeah.
And so you go in there and you do training programs. And so I got to go in there and do these training programs. So it's called threat scenarios. And it's,
Holy
dude,
shit.
You're shooting real guns. You're shooting, so they give you, it's all standard. So they give you a Glock and they give you an AR-15.
Okay.
And they got these different bullets in them. They got little paint tips. And the paint like barely does anything. But dude, these things puncture like my clothes. My fucking vest that I wore has holes all over it. Dude, I got these fucking cuts all over my body.
Can we?
And so you wear a mask and everything, covers your whole face, your neck, your ears. And then you could wear whatever you want, but like I just wore kind of like heavier regular clothes.
Let me see that. I'm actually gonna just take a quick like thing for maybe we could slice this in because people, you don't mind showing your wounds, do you?
No.
You're gonna take off your fucking shirt.
I'm not gonna take the whole shirt off, but
you're gonna take off your shirt.
Do you see any on there?
You're taking okay.
There's one right next to my nipple. That was a good one.
Wait, okay, hold on a second.
Can you even see it through the hair?
Should I transition it? Okay, you guys, I'm gonna hold the phone down to like the wood, and then it comes up. It's just like, oh man, dude, that looks like a mosquito bite. Sorry, I gotta take the mic with me here.
They hurt, man. So,
right. Oh, I can't, dude. Your hair. Look, Your hair like really blocks out. Okay,
so-
sorry. Can I just do? And where's the other one?
I don't know. Were there more up here?
Okay, you're just like wine to really show. Why is your hair fucking all different colors, bro? It's like
Dude,
if it was a map, it's like you got
I'm like a calico.
you got brown,
I'm like a calico
you got dark,
cat.
you got gray, dude. It's like
I got red. I got
it's like
everything.
you got the tundra, dude. You got the Sahara. Okay, and there's a wound right there.
You know that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. So they're like low loads, and they have these paint tips, and they shoot like hard. And so the cool thing is like you go in there, you're with your group. It was like me, my brother, and a bunch of friends. And so you go in, and they don't tell you anything. They're like, okay, this scenario is like single person, or this is 2 people, this is 5 people, and they don't tell you anything. They get you outfitted. They're like, here, you're using an AR for this one, and it could be like home defense. It could be a hostage situation. It could be a drug deal. It could be like there was one where it was like me and another guy, and they bring you in there. They give you your guns, and they're like, in that case, it was just like 2 Glocks. So they're like, okay, there's a Glock in that safe over there in the bedroom. You're in the bedroom. There's a Glock in the top drawer over here. You're in the kitchen. And this is an Airbnb, and you and your friend just got here, and you guys just got settled in, and there's going to be a break-in. And then, so they run the scenario. So these guys, like, you hear them out there, like, oh, man, look at these rich motherfuckers. Dude, look at the TVs. Let's fucking take all this shit. Like, they're kind of like, like outlandish about it.
Yeah.
And then you hear all this like clanking and stuff, and they break in, and so you have to figure out what do you do. And you also they'll also train you depending on how deep you want to go. It'll be like do you want to know the laws of the land in California? So it's like what do you do? Like once you see the person, you can't just shoot them. Then you get a felony. So there were like 3 dudes there. Anyways, that scenario turned out really funny because my partner didn't do a fucking thing. So I stand up from the table, get the drawer, get my Glock, rack it back, and I see this guy enter, and he's got a gun.
Yeah.
He's like, stop right there, drop your weapon. And he like falls back, and then I start rolling over, and I shoot him, and then I get fire back from the 2 guys behind him. And so I drop back into the kitchen, and then they were like shooting just around the corner blindly, and so I roll around the kitchen table and then shoot them, get in the doorway, shoot the other guy, and then I go over to find my partner, like, what the fuck? Because I was yelling to him. I was like, we have intruders, we get, all that stuff. And so he is hunkered down in the corner of the bedroom, just pointing at the fucking door. I open the door, and he shoots me in the face. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? He's like, oh, man, I'm sorry. I thought you were one of the bad guys. I was like, I just neutralized the threat. Like, so that one turned out funny. He felt horrible. He shot 1 round off that entire scenario. I was fucking empty. And so, dude, you can go steal their guns and stuff. You can hold them hostage. So it's like, I'm like if they're on the ground, and if you wound them, like shoot them in the leg, you're like, throw the gun to me now. Like, you and you could just talk a bunch of shit. You'd be like, you motherfucker, get on the fucking ground. And you're just sitting there yelling, and like when you hear other people do it, it's just like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Yelling, boom, boom, boom. And so we did a like 6 scenarios, and it was a fucking blast. I mean, like it's total, like, so paintball and airsoft, those are cool, but like there's not a reality to it. Like this had like a very real component. You're in there for 2 to 5 minutes. That's it. Each scenario. And you walk out of there, everybody's drenched in sweat after they do their scenario. Their heart's pounding. They got so much adrenaline running through their bodies. Then you go into the debrief room, and they tell you what you did right, what you did wrong.
Whoa.
And like, dude, it was such a cool learning experience.
Are they videotaping it?
He took some there's like, I'll call him the ref, but he was the guy that like told us the scene, brought us in there.
Yeah.
Got us the guns, and then he starts it with like a buzzer, and then he ends it once everybody's down. So so he like took a couple. I saw him like with his iPhone, just like taking a few videos and stuff. But like, there's no body cams or anything like that. But I mean, dude, it was like a real, like it was as close to. No, first of all, I will say the first scenario that I did, like I've shot a lot of guns. I love guns. I've never. I mean, even with paintball, like I'm never that worried.
Yeah.
Dude, you're jacked up when you're in there doing this stuff, and the way that you react is so different than what you might do. Like, what you think, like, you envision one of these scenarios in your mind, you're like, oh, yeah, I do it all right. When you're in the shit and you got people shooting back at you, you're like, everything goes out the window. And then you got, like, so it comes down to just training. So I got to, like, go into this place. I want to do it, like, once every month or two. Because Dude. But from the first scenario to the last scenario was a team of 5 for us against their team, and it was literally just last man standing. And it was like, all right, let's like break off into teams. These 2 go there, these 3 go over here. We're gonna check doors, clear rooms first, and then we're going to corner them in the back of the house. Now that we finally knew the place, so it was almost like, and they could be anywhere. They're like hiding behind couches and whatever else, and so you're in there just like
Dude.
Fucking. Yeah, it was awesome.
I want to fucking do this.
Yeah, we should do it. We should do it together. It is.
And I think, dude, once a month.
Yeah.
I fucking get even on it twice a month or whatever. I'd really get into. Is there a membership you can get, dude? It's all about fucking muscle memory. I just saw something.
That's it. Yeah, you got to practice.
I just saw this fucking TikTok. It was with Keanu Reeves, and it was just like Keanu Reeves doing John Wick shit. And it's like a fucking full video of him doing. Now it's not with like what you were doing with like real people, but it's like a full on target practice with like the it looks like those half body things that you punch.
Yeah.
It's just like those, and they're all placed with cars and all this kind of stuff. But dude, he's fuck. You want
he's
him?
Good.
You want him on your fucking side when the zombies come?
So he's
the
like
apocalypse.
he's the real
I don't
deal.
know if Art can bring that shit up if they have some video, but like, dude, this is it. This is the video. Oh my gosh, you guys. Like, I don't know, is it... Dude, watch this shit. This is Keanu Reeves, and he's gonna fucking just kill it.
Yeah. So this is what I want to set up.
Look at this marksmanship, though, bro.
He is good. Just like fucking belly shots. Ooh.
Okay, yeah, like... Dude, they do this thing. He'll do this thing too, where it's like, okay, his right hand, but then they'll do like the weak hand. Yeah, there's a shotgun. This is right now. We're just watching Keanu Reeves just fucking kill it. You guys need to look up this video.
I like he's got the double tap. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, he's like right here. Okay, this right here. So it's right-handed, right? He's right-handed.
That was awesome.
And then they'll do fucking weak hand shooting. Dude, okay.
Well, I mean,
Thanks,
okay,
sir.
so like so that's the thing, like, and that's another thing you want to practice.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, honestly, we live in a world and a place that like we do not have to really worry about all of the threats, right? That,
Yeah.
Like, you live in Chicago, like maybe a different story, but still, it's always good to be prepared, and it's fun as goddamn. Like, dude, it's so much fun.
You have to call out Chicago, though, dude. I
had to call out Chicago.
Yeah, me too.
It's fucking yeah.
Those dangerous. I spent a
know
weekend
what?
there after living in New York and LA like all my life. Fucking Chicago's like, fuck that shit.
I
actually
would say San Francisco is worse than Chicago right now. San Francisco is
Oh, you know what?
bad.
Fuck, I'm with you on that.
So
what the fuck?
I
Like
don't know.
seriously, like are we just gonna watch this like do its thing? Okay, so the Westfield Mall, I remember I told you that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
on Market, like where they're gonna
Like Nordstrom's pulled, and now
They're pulling
now
it.
everybody's pulling.
Yeah, they're pulling it because people are getting fucking stabbed out there and shit. You can't even go shopping without fucking getting one to the neck. But anyways, I heard a rumor that they wanted to put a Legoland there.
Like a whole fucking Legoland. Yeah, you know what? Hey, in a place that is ridden with crime and fecal matter from humans all over the streets, why don't we put a place where children and families go? Okay, so first of all, I got to say, like, dumbass idea, but it's driven because of dumbass policies driven by our dumbass politicians. These people are.
Oh my gosh, I really don't want to edit that
No,
out.
don't edit. You don't. What? What you think? Am I going to get in trouble for talking shit about Nancy Pelosi and Gavin Newsom?
Oh my gosh, dude. Well, I'm glad we went on that thing. Anyways, back to
man.
so do you want to say what this? I'm sorry, I missed it. But did you say what the name of this place? You said you acted like it was secret, but
no. So it's Threat Scenarios is
Threat
what it is. So
Scenarios.
you
Okay.
can. I don't know that they just book
Check
it
this out.
for like anyone. Like look it up online and then. But I think if you take some like of the starter classes at a different site, then like you can like work into, going and doing the actual threat scenario.
Yeah.
It was something else, dude. And like, so now I want to bring some of my kids there, and Rachel for that matter, my wife. So,
Yeah.
because
Well, she shoots. I mean,
but you can, yeah, they all shoot, but you can also be like very specific of I only want to focus on home invasion,
ooh.
and so like do a full day of that, and like they kind of gave us the starter course of like, these are all the different things you can do. Like we even had, well, I'll get into the next one in a sec because it has to do with Halloween. So you can kind of, say like, we want to know, like, go deep, go hard on us with laws and whatever else. Like, and these guys can like turn it up and be fucking, the ex-Navy SEAL in them comes out.
Yeah.
Or they can just be a thug, So, but you can have whatever scenario you want and go deep into it and understand what you need to do better every time to do it right. So, like, when do you call 911? Like, theoretically, once you have a threat, you're supposed to call 911. Or, like, hold the 2 buttons on your phone and just let it will automatically call if you don't do anything when it says SOS. Like this, watch. If you don't do anything with that, that'll automatically call.
Whoa, wait, hold on. I actually didn't.
Okay, so
holding okay on his iPhone. I'm sorry if you know this. I'm sorry, but I'm sure not everyone knows this.
Okay, so you hold down the volume up button and then the whatever button that is on the other side, right?
On your phone.
So you just hold it down for like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
That comes up, right? So that's how you power it off.
Yeah.
But then you also got emergency SOS. And if you don't do anything with this, if you just leave it on this screen, it will automatically call. So imagine you have a threat and you're like, I don't even want to dial 911. You just hold those 2 buttons down, set your phone down, and then just fucking start screaming or whatever, shooting, just so they have it on record. Because you got to have this shit on record. And the first thing, if you don't have time to do that, like you don't have your phone next to you, if you do anything like shoot somebody, you got to call 911 like right away.
Yeah.
Like the funny thing we were joking about, what are the scenes? It was like, so what should you have done? It's like, well, I should have called 911. And the other guy's like, well, I think the first thing we should have done is sat down and figured out our story and then called 911. I was like, that's fucking hilarious. That's perfect. So the first thing that they had us do, which is kind of like the beginner course, right? They just gave us a Glock.
Yeah.
And then we walk into what was effectively a haunted house. And there's friendlies, right? So, and the friendlies dress with blue helmets. And so we lit the fuck up the friendlies. Like, they were all dead.
On purpose?
They were no, dude, it was dark. It was dark and I saw a body.
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like it's your fantasy land. Like, that'd be fucked up if you like are just going after friendlies. You're like, I'm the bad guy.
So they're all dressed up like, like they're and they've got like these, kind of cardboard whatever weapons. And so they're sneaky and it's dark and they come up behind you and start whacking you with stuff.
Oh my god!
And so you gotta like you gotta maneuver and stuff, and you're solo in this. You're going through one at a time.
You said this is like haunted house.
It was like haunted house
scene.
Yeah.
So what are they sneaking up on you? Like, oh, here's threat scenario. There it is. Just really quick, a visual is Art threw it up, but what's the They're sneaking up on you and shit. Are they like dressed up as like monsters and shit, or like zombies?
In this case,
children?
they weren't. They had some like weird shit on, but like it was so dark in there, and they had like all these crazy lights and stuff. Like the whole place was outfitted, and then if they had smoke, that would have been even better. Like walking in, fucking creepy ass like,
dude,
some zombie like pops up. You're like bam, 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 bam. But dude, you could light people up like by the end of it. So by the like last run. Everybody's getting comfortable. Everybody's like working as a team, doing well. Like, and it was amazing to see the progress in just like those 6 scenarios, how far we came. And then we're also like, oh, let's have some fun with it. I know exactly how many rounds I got, and I think there's 4 people here. And let's like, instead of just be like, pop, 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 you're like, pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
And just light them up, and the guys are just like rolling over, like, fucking stop shooting me. You're like, dude, you didn't stop shooting. I was taking the Glock off of one guy that I had down, and somebody lit my back up. Fucking like 8 shots all over my back. It was like, you fucker. And I turned around and I shot him. Just because I was pissed.
Oh my god. Wait, and so it's real guns, and they're shooting these bullets. Or not these like, they're not real bullets. They're fucking things that will still pierce your vest.
Yeah, so the barrel, the firing pit, it's a whole separate upper attachment, so to speak. So it can only shoot, like, you can't accidentally shoot a real round out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you can't have like
you're looking at this here, right? So you're seeing this video?
Well, you can't have a situation like Rust happen, right?
So UTMs are what they're called.
Okay. So we're checking out the bullets.
So
right now,
UTMs
the special
are
bullets that are used in these guns. Geez, they look like fucking real bullets, though.
Do they? they.
I mean, that looks like if
they
that
are,
fucking
like,
projectile would fucking hurt.
It fucking hurts. Yeah. Worse than a paintball, but yeah, you'll have like, dude, you can like strangle people. I mean, you're not like, actually strangling them, but like you can like grab them as a hostage and be like, I'll fucking put one in his head if you don't drop your weapon right now, you motherfucker. Yeah.
Wait, you can do that?
Yeah, you can do that.
You can just grab fucking one of these blue helmet fucking people rolling around.
Oh no. Actually,
I thought like the blue
that's
helmet.
a little change.
You like, grab that little man. You this little bitch.
That'd be
What's
like
going on here?
flipping the script. They're like, dude, we don't care about that guy. No, I'm talking about like the threat that like one of the guys with the gun. If you get behind
you can grab him.
you can grab him.
If you sneak up on him or something. Holy shit.
Actually, it was really funny. It was
but
during
they're like
the
Navy SEAls though. I'm like wondering. Okay, like you sneak up on them and stuff like that. They're not allowed to go. Like they have certain modes or level, like difficulty level. You know what I mean? Like are they able to
there was one guy that there was one guy I snuck up on, and he like so actually this is funny. This was the last run. So I had seen him and I was holding him back in a hallway, and then I went off to another door to get up behind him, and he thought I was still firing or like holding it down right there because if you cross that hallway, I'm gonna shoot him, right?
Yeah.
So I sneak up behind him and I just nail him, and then two other guys come in the room. My guys.
Yeah.
Carlo was one of them.
Oh, Carlo was there?
And I had just gotten this guy down. He walks in the room with this other guy, Elliot, and they fucking light me up. They're like, "Oh, dude, sorry, I thought you were somebody else." Like, you guys just shot me like 10 times after I killed the dude that was probably gonna kill your ass. Anyways, so good learning experiences. But back to Halloween shit, right?
Yeah.
So let's get back to Halloween.
But wait, one last thing I just want to say. I think they should have like the new Taken that comes out with Liam Neeson. I think it should happen where he fucking kills all the dudes and then he goes back in the room with the person he was with to protect, and she fucking accidentally shoots him in the fucking head. And that's the movie. Like, what happened to you, bro? Like, you clear a room, you're like, you're safe now. and then it just ends. There's like, I thought he was
8 minutes
the bad guy.
Yeah.
But life insurance not gonna be bad. All right, but okay, back to Halloween.
So these guys are in character, guys and girls. There were also girls there. They're in character. So like in one of them, the like this was the Halloween one, right?
Yeah.
And so one of the friendlies is pretty fucking funny. I thought they got a sense of humor. So one of the friendlies is sitting on the couch pretending to jerk off.
What?
So you like look over like what?
Art like we woke up Art. I was actually looking through the window. He looked like he was actually like being like, I don't know about this anymore. They keep talking about this. Just see, it paid off. He always pays off.
So
okay, okay.
So now we got to go into Halloween.
Wait, guys, what happens if this just turns into
hard transition right now?
A swinger thing.
Hard.
You somehow get thrown into this like orgy. You're like, wait. They're like, just you gotta be a
are there cameras around? What the fuck did I just walk into?
Okay, go ahead. So he's jerking off.
No, that was it. So like,
wait, what do you mean that was it? Did you shoot him?
That one I did not shoot, but I know the other guys did shoot him because we talked to them afterwards. Yeah.
You shot him. What? That's a dick move. Don't you? Okay, real talk. Would you like let the dude like?
Finish rubbing one out.
Yeah, would you like let him have his last?
The joke. We were like, dude, it'd be if I could do that again, I would have just gone over and sat down next to him. Like, hey, buddy, you doing all right today?
Okay, that got weird.
That did get weird, but
hey, it looks like they started it. I'm gonna blame that on them.
On these guys?
No,
on Threat Scenario. Okay,
Scenario. Hey, you know what? That kudos to them keeping it real.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's some real shit.
Well, I mean, and it's like the element of surprise, right? Like you walk in and you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing, and then all of a sudden you're like, what the fuck is that guy doing? Like, really? Right now? I mean, his dick wasn't out or anything, but like, he's just doing the motions. Like, yeah.
He wasn't method? You're lucky he wasn't some method actor.
It looked like he must have been watching some...
If he was like DiCaprio.
He must have been watching some boring-ass porn.
He's like, I'm going for the Academy Award on this. Fucking scenario. Oh my gosh, that's great. Okay.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna book another one of those because it was really good.
Now I'm kind of like, okay. I mean, I said I would do it, but okay. So with Halloween, dude.
Halloween brings on kind of the end of harvest vibe. We had this rain last night. It was great.
But it's not going to be end of harvest, right?
No, well, this year's a really late year.
Just this year, but
I mean, that's like the vibe. Like,
yeah,
everything is kind of sitting out there just waiting to be picked now. Like, there's nothing more we can do in the season to really affect sugar ripeness, which is fine. But a little more hang time, given that the weather holds up, like, we're good. But if we got to pick everything off, if another rain comes, we'll be like, pick it all off and bring it all in. But right now, it's just like the chill waiting time, and then this is when fruit becomes amazing.
Yeah.
So, but I think we're gonna be like all done in about 2 weeks, because like I don't think it's gonna, like, once we get into November, it's like, come on, dude, the days are super short. You're not getting much out of that, and you're gonna be risking some like rot and mildew issues, that sort of thing. So we'll probably get it all picked off. But Halloween is kind of that moment, like that day where it's like, yeah, we're still working. We still got fermenters going. In this case, this year, we're still harvesting. But there's just like this thing, at least a trigger in my mind, like every year, where it's like, oh, Halloween's here. Like, we're about to wind down. And then you have kind of this, once, say, mid to late November rolls around and everything's rested to barrel, you're like, oh, this is, another harvest behind us. Fucking hell yeah. Dude. And then it becomes kind of chill for, maybe like December. And then January, we pick back up pretty heavy.
Yeah, and so with
not in sales though. The sales guys, if you sales guys and girls are listening to this, you guys are working your asses off in October, November, December. You guys know it. This is where you bring the bacon home, baby.
Yeah, that's how you come in with. You always have like the good like fucking Braveheart speeches and stuff like that. We should get a video of that, like something from NSM or something, like where you're just like yelling at them, or the videos that you make. It's just always so much fun, dude. You get them going. But there was a question though. So like something like what just happened with the heavy rain and everything, just to clarify that, like, what that was. You said it was a lot more rain than you expected. When something like that happens, you're concerned about watching out for the fruit hanging and mildew issues.
Yeah. So like, I don't have any issues here, like say in Napa, and we're like done with the Central Coast, and Central Coast didn't really get the weather either. So it's really just at this point the North Coast. So say Sonoma and Napa counties.
Yes.
So a little bit of Pinot still out there, and then quite a bit of Cab still out there.
Yeah.
But the Cab is good to hang. So like Cab can handle more rain than Pinot. But like our most coastal vineyard, like the coldest vineyard that we farm, is Taylor Lane. One of my favorites, like first vineyard I ever planted.
One of my favorites too.
And it's gorgeous out there. I was out there last week, and like, dude, it was, I saw like some little spots of botrytis popping up, like which isn't like a bad thing. Like we expect it in areas like that are really marginal, really cool. And like, especially when you have like a little moisture, a little heat, little moisture, a little heat. And so a little bit popping up. And so we were like, all right, well, last week, like warm, dry weather, it was really good. Like we needed last week. And we're like, okay, well, fuck it. Don't worry about like trying to correct it or anything. We don't want to like do something dumb like spray it. So let's just let that heat do its thing and that dryness do its thing, and then we'll come in and pick it. So got a little more rain. We got like an inch out there, so which is a lot of rain for Pinot to go through. It'll be fine, and it's cool now, so we're probably going to get that on the schedule for as soon as we can get a tractor in there to pick. It's all hand picked, but you got to have a tractor to carry like the bins behind it and whatever else when you're picking. So we'll probably pick that, I'd say Thursday or Friday this week, and that'll pretty much end our Pinot harvest this year. But it's looking good. And
nice.
But yeah, I'm not worried about it. Like 2011 was a really rough vintage because we had rain it was like every 5 days we'd have like a system come in, and it'd be more rain than we wanted. So you'd be like, okay, we're looking at, an inch and a half at a time, and we actually started to see like just berries like falling off the fucking cluster on the vine. You'd go up and like shake it, shake the vine, and it just rained down berries. Like, this is not good. This is not good. Okay. That was a rough year.
When you grab it and you're shaking it and the berries are falling down, you're like, that's not good. What is happening to it?
You actually have some sort of fungus or mildew that has degraded the connection of the stem to the berry. So it's like, if you ever eat table grapes, like just pop one of those things off, right?
Yep.
You pull it off, and from that stem, what we call the peduncle, that's the...
Peduncle.
It's like one of my favorite words.
Shit.
Peduncle. I think we've talked about that on the podcast before.
We did? We talked about peduncle?
But when you pull that off, the peduncle is the pedunkadunk.
Oh, we did.
got that Sonoma Coast Peduncle. Something like that, right?
Okay,
I think it was Trace Adkins saying that.
Ooh, shake it. Oh.
So you pull it off, and you'll see that there's like part of that stem that extends into the berry itself and has a little bit of meat on it from the fruit. And so that's the connection. That's what's holding that berry on. And so in like 2011, that was so compromised that that connection was just not there. So like that peduncle and that connection to the berry was actually severed off by some sort of a rotting that was occurring, and it would just drop off. So, so a stem is actually called a rachis, and there is the peduncle. If we're getting technical about the terms, the cane is the shoot. Yes, thank you, Art. It's a nice little thing. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. I'm not too worried about the rain. It's going to be nice and clear for the next couple of weeks, and we'll get it all off to the fucking wines this year are off the hook.
Hell yeah.
They're like
it's going to be
super dark reds. Everything's very expressive. Everything's just like, it's giving. Like when you get something in a fermenter and you're just smelling it and tasting it, like, this is good. Everything's good. Like, what the hell is good? Like it's turned out to be, I bet you this year, while we were all worried about it, thinking that it was going to be challenging because the late spring, I bet you this is going to go down in the history books. 2023 is one of the best vintages in the last 100 years.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's what I truly, and I'm not just saying that to like market this stuff.
No.
Because by the time the wines come out, nobody's going to fucking remember this podcast anyways.
Yeah.
This episode. We're going to be fucking huge though, as far as the podcast goes. So. But
they'll go back.
But when 2023 comes out, nobody's going to go back and be like, I remember Joe talking about this being the vintage of the century or the vintage of the last 100 years. Like, dude, it's a good one.
Yeah. Well, I love it that we've had the past podcast where you're just like, well, I mean, so there was like 2011 and 97. Those were like the hard years with a good, I mean, when you just call out vintages like years and stuff like that, and you know how the weather was that year and everything, it's actually kind of amazing, dude, that you can like, I
was thinking, just because I do have like,
but you can't remember.
Just through experience, I have a lot of knowledge. Fuck you. I have a lot of tasting stuff and making wine through these vintages. I have a lot of knowledge about it. I'm thinking that I'm going to become a sommelier.
Okay.
Now imagine if I became a sommelier. I actually am an honorary som. I'm an honorary som.
You are though.
For,
you did it. You drank
for the wine nerds.
Yes.
Yeah. So and I can tell you firsthand that sommeliers they're fun. They're like some of the most degenerative people I've ever met.
Okay.
Like they got their suit on, they got their pin. They got like they're so buttoned up, dude. You've seen it, right? You've seen it in a restaurant. They're so buttoned up and they got everything like in order and they say things with such conviction that like you know, this is what I truly think about somms.
Yeah.
By and large, there's wine buyers and there's somms.
Yeah.
You can be a wine buyer and a somm, but you can't be a good wine buyer, or you cannot. I think I would phrase this: you don't need to be a sommelier to be a good wine buyer.
Yeah.
And a lot of sommeliers themselves are horrible wine buyers because they get their ego involved and they fuck it all up. Now, I really appreciate the guys and girls that are really knowledgeable, great sommeliers, and great wine buyers.
We're trying to get some of them on the podcast.
And
so it's good that you're saying that there's some available.
And there's a lot. There's a lot of those. Now
there's a lot. Now you're friends with them. So.
Yeah, but a lot of the sommeliers that I've seen, it's like I think that they are just generally. They have a drug and alcohol addiction.
Yep. Well,
and
you're gonna do this.
No, and they so I think that this is justifying them. So it's like, oh, this is my job. I need to drink every day and be pompous. And so they put off this vibe of being like holier than thou, so that they don't like you won't question him. They're gonna be like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's not an alcoholic at all. Yeah, he is. He's like
and just. Just to reiterate that he's just saying that there's he's talking about snobby somms, but there's good somms out there. Thank you.
All right, I want to talk about Halloween costumes. We got to talk about Halloween's coming around the corner.
Please.
Halloween's coming around the corner, right?
Yes.
All right, and I see that you brought. I don't if anybody's watching this, which I don't know if we have a lot of people watching this. Most people listen to it.
Yeah,
but
there's people that watch.
There was a time that Chris brought out ketchup and mustard, and we were on the hunt for the best goddamn hot dog.
Yep.
In the Napa Valley, well, really, I'd say from my perspective, my humble perspective, the best hot dog in the world.
Ooh.
This is gonna piss people off. Kelly's in Yountville,
Yes.
right in our own backyard. Best goddamn hot dog
Which
I've
now
ever had.
is Hillstone took it over.
What
So
are they calling it? Hillstone now?
No, they're calling it the Honor.
Oh, they
something?
turned it into like an honor bar,
Honor
whatever.
Bar, what?
Well, because Hillstone.
Sorry,
had,
I mean it was Kelly's originally.
so Hillstone has a
Art.
Hillstone is a restaurant group. They probably got like 50 locations or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Rutherford Grill is one. Gulfstream, R&D,
Yeah.
great operators, great food. And Honor Bar is something that they started that was more of like light eats and more of a bar.
Yeah, they
vibe,
started
right?
Honor Bar in L.A.
Yeah, they got one in
Yeah,
like Santa
stuff
Barbara
like that,
County,
yeah.
and so so they turned to Kelly's because Kelly was actually the son-in-law of the owner. So
I don't know the story of like the.
I don't know if there's a little trouble in paradise there, but whenever there's a name change, pulling your in-laws' name off of something, you usually think maybe he did something. Anyways, I don't want to. I don't want to start any rumors here.
This is getting scary.
So, all right.
I am scared.
All right, so anyway, so we back to the point. So
Yeah.
we dressed up during mustard season,
Yes.
right? And so we get the mustards coming out in spring. It's beautiful. It's fun. So we dressed up as ketchup and mustard and did
Yeah.
some stupid gimmicks about what your favorite condiment was.
Yes.
And then we hunted down the best fucking hot dog, and
Yes.
we found it at Kelly's
Yes.
or at Honor Bar or Honor Stop. I don't know
Yeah.
whatever they call it. Which is a gas station, a glorified gas station, a bunch
Yeah.
of cool trinkets, good wines, and great hot dogs.
And it all really started out because of mustard season. And every year I'd be coming to you, I'm like, dude, the fucking mustard season around here is crazy. You have a lot of people visiting, the tourists here. They're getting in car accidents. They're just like driving into the mustard. There's so many people now. I mean, with social media,
Oh, yeah.
they're out there like filming stuff like that. So it's like, why don't we just get in this like these suits and just fuck around with people? And it was a good time though. It was all about ketchup.
It, though, right? It's Mustard's festival's no longer around, right? They don't do it anymore, right?
The Mustard Festival?
Probably because people's land was getting destroyed.
I think you're right, Art. I think the actual festival is gone. I don't even know what that was about, but like,
But maybe that's why it's gone. They
Yeah.
were like, how can we compete? Like everyone's like, dude, you're gonna try to like.
so the mustard season is a beautiful time to come out here.
It is.
and so we had some
So
fun
come out
with
here.
it.
It's safe. I was
And so this is one of my favorite parts about social media, right? So we posted some stuff just for fun, like just like views, getting people excited
yeah,
about
yeah.
Napa and our whatever else, and so getting out of our element of being like serious people in the wine world, right? Because we're not always that serious. So anyways, back to the point.
yes,
Um,
please.
We got some shit from some of the more pompous people in the wine community.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are making a joke of fine wine. It's like, you're not doing anything to make it as exciting, so why don't you just sit down and
Oh
shut up?
yeah, that's
like-
why I like it, dude. Thank you, man.
It's just, it drives me
Thank you,
crazy
man.
when people, like, think that it needs to be so arrogant. Like, wine
Yeah,
does not need to be arrogant. Like, wine should be something that's accessible to everybody, something I've always touted. It's like, there is a price point for everybody. There's a style and character for everybody. If you don't want to drink alcohol, then cool, I totally get it. But like, there are good products all across the board, and people can find them and start their journey, right? So like, to have somebody be a barrier to that entry point, or a barrier to just progressing through this myriad of different products out there, you're a problem for the wine world, in my opinion.
yeah.
And if you're criticizing us for having fun while we're doing it, you can take a big step back and literally your own
The eyes, how wide Art's eyes got. Look, I don't want to say about this podcast. Like, you know, this is the thing too. What I like is that this is like, we're having fun here. We're fucking around. We're joking around a lot because the whole part is that you're filled with, you know, your shit, you know, your education. But we're also about, like you just said, taking the pretentious out and having fun, just knowing that like you could fucking be real, dude. We're not gonna be fucking robots out there being like, this is how you act in Napa Valley. It's like, we fucking grew up here, dude. And like, honestly, like when people were out and about, dude, everyone's acting fucking, you know, a little crazy.
Yeah, everybody has a little fun, right?
has a little
We all
crazy.
get a wild hair up our ass every once in a while.
a wild hair.
Wild
So
hair.
speaking of, okay, so
Oh, about this?
oh,
No.
Art,
Look like a star, feel like a star.
So
Nancy
we'll
Pelosi mask
Okay.
for $13.99. That is way.
We're
is
gonna
it-
talk about costume ideas.
Dude, Art, order one of those. If that's what it actually looks like.
What was your favorite? Like, what would you say is your favorite costume you've ever had? Probably. Like,
Dude,
that you
this
felt like
this
you
is
felt like you would
really
kill.
simple, and it only worked because of Rachel, really.
That's usually your
and
life.
dude,
It only works because of her.
You were actually there were two. I'm gonna start with the easy one. She was a police officer she was a law enforcement from the OLCC. This goes back to like our Oregon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Debacles,
Yeah.
And I was a convict or whatever. So like we had some, that was fun and I mean kind of dumb but kind of fun. But I think my favorite all time was I dressed as a Mormon. I had like the goal was like the backpack, the white shirt, the tie, the helmet. And the Book of Mormon in my pocket, and just like I looked like a guy, like I should have had a bicycle, like going from house to house trying to get people to be joining the church, and Rachel was the devil, and it was like I thought it was just I just liked her outfit a lot.
That was that was actually a good.
It's like
one.
wearing like a bodysuit,
I
and the
like
tail
that
and everything, and like that was awesome. So we were at the W in Los Angeles.
I was
right?
there with you.
We went to the Halloween party. And we had a blast. Yeah,
They wouldn't let
you guys were Batman and Catwoman.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those were good costumes. But I don't know. I just thought like
they wouldn't let you with your backpack in.
They didn't let me in with the backpack. No.
Yeah.
What are you doing for this Halloween? What are you gonna be?
I don't have my costume right now. I have so this is what I brought. If you scroll down, I think there's gonna be a lot of Barbies and Kens out. I don't know if you saw the Barbie and Ken movie.
Man.
Look, there's gonna be some Taylor Swift.
There's gonna be some.
Well, there's gonna be Swiftin and
Kelsey.
Yes.
Travis Kelsey and Swift, yeah.
Oh, look, they even have him right there, yeah. Dude, is it just me, or do you just get bombarded with news about them? Like, on Apple News or something?
I think everybody does.
Do people care, or is it just me? Like, do we care? We could be Mario and Luigi.
Could be Mario and Luigi. But the funny thing is that you're fat Mario, but you're actually I fit the bill for Mario and you fit the bill for Luigi better.
Well, you're not. Are you? What are you saying? That you're
Mario's
hefty?
got a little more weight to him.
A
little more.
He's
little
sturdy.
more girth.
Luigi's, but he's skinny.
Like, that's nice. You're calling me sturdy, even though I'm just like slightly overweight. So I'm sturdy. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just take some cues on being nice.
No, so
you should be Bowser though.
This may come as a surprise, but
what?
So we grew up with comic books. Like,
yes.
I always loved comic books, and even the movies that are out now. Like sometimes I'll watch them with the kids, and like it's pretty impressive what they do.
Oh, you should do Rihanna though, actually from the Super Bowl.
Oh wow, yeah, I bet that's gonna be a popular one.
Yeah. Okay,
so I've always wanted to go to like a Comic-Con.
Yeah. Okay. Can we keep doing these things where we because it's recorded? Are we going to Comic-Con next year?
Dude, let's book it because I'm like booking about a year.
You said we're
in
going to
advance
Comic-Con.
Now, so I think we do.
And are you going to be Beast?
I don't know actually. So yeah, Beast, can you just spray paint my naked body blue? Is that all it takes?
I want you to go full blue, dude. I want to just be able to be all blue. It'd be so good, dude. And then that way, because I mean, I was gonna say you could be Wolverine, but I mean, come on.
I'm not cut enough. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, shouldn't I? I mean,
you could not pull off.
I could be
Logan. No, you're not. You're not Wolverine.
What was that, bub?
What bub? What bub? No, so I do think that at some point we. Jesus
why
Christ.
is this muscle Papa Smurf? Like why? Or it's just like bringing up random like ideas for Joe. But wait, okay, I want to get to. Okay, I did want to talk about costumes. By the way, thanks for asking. My favorite costume that I ever dressed up as.
Yeah, I was gonna get there.
Was actually the Joker, and that was I was actually the Joker. This was back in it was a while back, but it was in the college days. So I had to dress up as Joker 3 nights in a row because there's so many parties
with the face mask and everything.
Yeah,
I mean with paint,
full paint.
Okay,
full costume, everything. I might have some scary pictures that I might be able to.
I think I remember that the pictures at least.
But it was funny because this was before Heath Ledger did his Joker, but without knowing. Like I kind of started out as like a classic 70s Joker.
Yeah.
Because I was really just really meticulous about makeup and everything, and I got it perfect. And then by the third night, I just been so fucking ragged and hungover and shit like that. I turned out being Heath Ledger. Everything was fucking just
all
rolling out. I people were actually thinking this was I needed to go to the hospital or something.
That's probably where they got that's probably where they got the Joker. They're like
maybe I
dude, I saw this guy in Santa Barbara on Halloween,
and I was licking my lips. I was like, hey, can I get a Jägermeister? And Red Bull, it's called a Jaeger bomb.
I will say he was the best Joker. So I think you may have been the inspiration. You may have been the inspiration.
I
for
mean,
that.
I don't want to take credit for that because he was the best. That he was seriously the best. But okay, I just want to talk about really quick. So, it's kind of about like, dude, you have so many fucking wine packs right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're really selling out. So like, you're just selling out wine packs. You're doing a good job.
Okay.
Sell out. And then so like you're doing.
I'm just gonna sit here with my middle finger in your face the rest of the fucking podcast.
I'm joking.
I'm selling out.
I'm joking. But you have cool like holiday packs. People love them. Okay, you have like the good holiday pack. You have why are you still flipping me off?
That the rest of the time.
Oh what? I can say one fucking. That's like the thing. You know, you're like that guy. Like you like to like wrestle and stuff like that. But like once like you start getting the upper hand, you get like all pissed off and you have to go for real. Anyways.
All right. So the wine, the specialty, the red, white, and blue, the Christmas, the holiday pack.
So you have the red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
I actually, and then I think this year too, you did like it was a really cool New Orleans.
We did Mardi Gras pack.
Mardi Gras pack.
Yeah.
And this is cool. And you know what? Actually, you did do this because this was requested. This was you actually listening to the people. I knew this for being here for years and people wanting more like of the different colors of wax and celebration and stuff like that. And you did it, which is great. But what you haven't done is a Halloween pack. And what I've been really surprised about is seeing a lot of other alcohol distribution and stuff like that. Really, like, dude, they're doing really well. They're killing it with the Halloween stuff. Like the butterbeer, right? That we were just talking about earlier,
yeah.
which like I told you, I couldn't even fucking get because it fucking sold out. Right now, Art just brought up Witch's Brew, which is wine that just came out. And I thought I want to see what you thought about this.
So okay, so first of all,
it's a spiced red. And this is like, so it's got the witch on and everything. They went full send. They have the Witch's Brew spiced apple.
Yeah, okay, this is a gimmick, right? Like, and somebody's making a quick buck, and you're like down to a very short season for this. So like,
yeah.
we're in the world of fine wine and consistency, right? So like, I mean, if we did something like this, like a spiced wine, I mean, I've had some good stuff. Like when you go to Germany, like it's a very common thing to have like, mulled wine. But for this stuff, like, I don't know. I just the freedom packs with red, white, and blue, those are cool. Like, but we can get a commitment out there, like from a retailer that maybe wants to display them. And so you got this group of fine wine shops that are like, yeah, we'll take 50 of those and we'll stack them up like in 2 weeks before 4th of July. And like, America's always cool in my mind, right? I mean, if you don't agree with me, then you should get the fuck out of this country. But America's always cool. And then you got the holiday pack, which is pretty universal. You got your golds and reds and greens, whatever. Like,
yeah.
And so you got that, and that's kind of a harder one because you don't want any like leftover after the holidays pass. Like if you see like packs over there that are like, oh, it's the holidays, the holiday pack, and it's January 15th. It's like, well, that doesn't jive well. So like, that's what I don't like about it. Like, when you do something like Halloween, right? But here's one thing we are going to be doing, which is at the new tasting room, which we should be open in like January, February of next year.
Yeah.
So we've converted over like all of that Faggiani building. That's becoming a tasting room.
Yeah.
Downstairs, there was a private room in the back. We're turning that into a wax studio. So if you are like, let's say you are, I don't know, say you're a 49ers fan, and you got a group coming up to Napa, you guys are doing wine tasting, and you are like, this group of 10, we want to come into the tasting room at Quilt & Co., and then they could be like, well, you guys celebrating anything? So, oh, no, blah, 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 and like just get to know them and like, oh, you're 49er fans. Okay. Well, would you guys like to dip bottles in 49ers colors? And then we could prep that. The tasting room team can prep that and like actually have like your red and gold ready there for the group, and then they pick their bottles that are unwaxed and they can go ahead and wax them.
That's cool.
So little shit like that where I think that next level of detail and accommodating the specific needs of a person that is going to, be part of the experience, that's how you really make a difference. And I think it's much better if somebody does that. Like if somebody wanted to come in and do a red, white, and blue, do 3 bottles and do it on their own, that means a lot more than seeing it on a shelf and being like, oh, I'm buying that. Now, the giftability of that pack from a wine shop, that's cool. Where you're like, oh, it's 4th of July. I'm going to bring this trio of Belle Gloss that's red, white, and blue to this party as a thank you for inviting me. Like that, there's like that part of it. But I think that if you actually are the person, like it means so much more, right?
Yeah.
So if somebody's like, oh, we're doing a Halloween party in Napa, can we do some Halloween colors? Just like, cool. Yeah, we'll set up orange and black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And that's fine. And you know what? I want to say this too for people that are going to be checking out wine events or like food and wine and stuff. I mean, you just had a event in Kohler.
Yeah.
And
I didn't go, but man,
Wisconsin.
that is the land of cheese and brandy, and I fucking love it. Those people are awesome up there.
And they did.
That's Wisconsin, by the way.
Yeah,
people,
Wisconsin. Yeah. And then it was the first time that you had activation of the waxing there.
Yes.
So that people were able to make appointments online because it would just been crazy. And I heard it was there was so many people going there and like wanting to do it, and it was sold out like right away, right before even the event happened, and had to do it that way so it wasn't too crazy making the lines. But it's cool now that you've actually started like at events. We can look forward to seeing not only getting the tasting but actually getting that wax experience where we can allow it. So I heard it was a real hit.
I think it is. People love to do that because they feel like they're part of making something, even if it's the final touch on that bottle. It is like they're going to carry that home and not just have a wine that they love, but have a story to tell about that wine and their participation in it. And that gets me excited for the caves and when we open that winery up, because that winery is going to be like, you want to get dirty, you want to make some wine, like you're working a day of harvest, and like you can come back in 6 months, work on that same wine you fermented in barrel. You can come back 6 months after that and work on blending and bottling. And then if you want, you can, you're part of the club, you can buy it and bring it home, and you can actually tell people like, no, I fucking helped make this wine.
Yeah.
And like, be like, no, you didn't. Maybe we should do some like, make sure we document when people are making their wines, make sure we keep it in a file for them. So like at the end of it, they can show like this is the 2024 vintage. This is what I was doing. So it's like a picture of like John Smith doing every aspect of winemaking, and then everybody in his family or, friend group like, wow, you're a Napa Valley winemaker? Like, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you could actually
think of all of that. Like, you could get a lot of sexual attention from being like, hey, yeah, I work on Wall Street, but I moonlight as a winemaker in Napa. Like, no, you don't. Like, here are the pictures of me making my wine.
Well, I was gonna say,
if you'd like to come back to my place and try my wine.
If people did that, so people do that, they could actually get access to the website through like a password and username. And then they could actually access their pictures and their data and stuff like that, where they could show it anywhere. So then you could actually make it like a membership thing. And then also you could charge about, I see art shit going like this.
It's going to be a member. It's going to be like a private club. That's what it's got to be.
Subscription, dude. Subscription that app, dude. They're all fucking doing it. You could do $5. You could do like $1. And then, dude, then the fucking money's coming in. This is some entrepreneurship. Dude, fucking get people. That's the thing. Is that it's all about just getting that little bit, because people will do that little bit.
Well, I think it like ties them to something also. Like they actually feel like there's an exclusive factor when something has a some like a buy-in to it, right?
Yeah.
Like you get more connected. Whenever I'm like, if I'm a member of something, I'm definitely more connected to it.
Yeah.
But to become a member of it, like I need to emotionally buy into it.
Yeah.
If I've emotionally bought into it, the money comes second. But like that is just a little another element on top. That's like, oh yeah, I love this product, and I love that I'm part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Freud said. He raised for some.
You going back to your college days?
What did Freud
like say,
two people,
Chris?
People want. It's like either like.
What did Freud say? What did Freud slip up and say, Chris?
It's either the sexual want or the want to feel important. So like everyone it's like this need that everyone wants to feel important. This part, okay? So like that's the kind of thing, right? Is that if you have a subscription, you have a buy-in to something, and then you've actually made this wine and stuff like that. You want to show people what you did and everything like that. You get to show it off. That's more incentive to buy, I think. That's what Freud said. Something.
Like that.
Freud also said,
does being on a podcast make you feel important?
You want your mom.
That no shit. The Oedipus complex.
Freud said.
Fucking
but
Jesus.
Freud, this is what I would do. I just want to go through just the whole days being like, well, Freud said. I don't even know. I just was reading this fucking book and I read something about it today. That's why it's in my head. By the way,
I love my mom, but not like that. Like,
Guys-
actually, she just turned 69.
Okay, guys.
Yesterday.
Hold. Okay, hold on. Wait, hold that thought.